Hello. What's up, guys? How's everyone doing? All good? Can everyone hear me? Can everyone see the Bitcoin chart? And hear the music? Is the music not too loud? Is my voice not too loud? Everything fine? All fine. Perfect. "40 people already. Awesome. So gonna wait a couple more minutes so some more people can join, and then we'll get started. I'll cover Bitcoin first. I think we've got a lot to talk about, right? I'm in quite a few positions right now, so let me explain why. Let me explain my thought process. We'll start with Bitcoin, go over that one, and then do some altcoins. Whenever you have any questions, feel free to ask. And I'll see what I can do, and then after that we'll do some requests on alts. All right. Bam, there's 28 people that haven't liked the video. Exciting times, that's for sure. I'm already glad that we got some action on Bitcoin and that we're not trading in such a tight range without doing anything. So it's good to see some movements. But yeah, more importantly, the trading, right? But we'll talk about it in a second. The 3-day candle is not looking too good. 50 people, let's go. Right, we'll get started. So first things first, thank you all for joining the live stream once again. These live streams are for entertainment purposes only, right? It's not financial advice. Trading is a dangerous game, as always. So don't risk more than you can afford to lose, all right? Thanks to Vela Exchange for sponsoring these live streams. Vela Exchange based on Arbitrum. You can trade Forex as well as crypto, obviously. Forex and commodities over there. So make sure you check it out. I'll leave a link in the description which you can use. If you use that link, make sure you send me a message on Twitter or on Discord, and then I'll add you to the members of the Discord group, posting more content in there, more analysis. And I'm thinking about doing like a weekly live stream or a weekly market review just for the Discord members only. But still thinking about that, okay? But yeah, just if you make an account and make a trade, deposit some money on Vela Exchange, I'll add you to the members, okay? With that being said, leave a like on the video, leave a like on the live stream, I mean. That helps me a lot to grow my YouTube channel. Subscribe if you haven't already. And as I said at the start, feel free to ask any questions during my talk. I'll just give my thoughts, my analysis, my game plans, sort of. Whenever you have any questions, feel free to ask, and I'll make sure I answer all of them. All right, so let's get started. Starting off with Bitcoin, right? I was bullish Bitcoin. Where was it? Around this consolidation, okay? So around here. And that's where I posted that swing long and where I said it's time targeting 40K, okay? Got a lot of likes. So I don't know, maybe people are desperately waiting for some real upside on Bitcoin. I don't know. But I believed in that play, okay? As you saw, where was my stop loss? Below this, okay? Now, let me start off by talking about this weekly range, okay? So we've been trading in this weekly range, right? For, what is it? Yeah, if you count the time before as well, for about 200 days trading in this range, right? Range high made. Why this one? After all of this upside, this was the high that led to all of this downside. So to the first real downside on Bitcoin towards the higher low, okay? And what was the low that caused a decent bounce again? Well, a decent bounce, a bounce all the way back up towards range highs. That was this low. So that's the range set. What confirms the range? First thing is the highs swept there, and on some exchanges, at least on Binance, on Bybit, the lows got swept as well. So let's actually build up the same chart, but on Bybit, and I'm gonna explain why, and I think it's pretty important. So the same range on this one would be this. Boom, and there you can see there it's to be honest a whole different picture, right? Because here the lows got swept beautifully. These low time frame lows got swept into the retest of this this macro range low, followed by a decent bounce and a rally all the way back up towards that high, okay? Now, when we were trading down here, right, so in this range, I saw that range as the range lows not being swept, okay? Why? Because I thought on more exchanges we didn't sweep these lows, so it only makes sense that the more liquidity is going to be resting below the low, okay? When did I change my mind? Well, when we saw this move, okay? So we swept all of this liquidity on the exchanges. We didn't sweep this low and got a bullish reaction and instant continuation towards the upside. So that's when I said, maybe Bitcoin grabbed enough liquidity to the downside on this sweep and on Bybit, right? On this sweep into the retest of range low after rallying like another, what is it, from 25, another like 3K points, all right? So that's how I'm still seeing this range, with the lows being swept and the highs being swept, being after rallying from the lows at 15, 16K, the lows that got caused by the FTX bankrupt event, right? FTX went bankrupt and then everyone was watching lower, and then we just deviated the lows and then rallied, boom, consolidation, rally, boom, consolidation, rally, swept the highs, swept the lows, So what is the question now? Is this going to be a continuation range that sends us towards 36, 38, 40k, or are we going to continue ranging, which is definitely possible as well, or are we going to break down again and go for 20k first? Okay. Now, the reason I'm cautiously bullish on Bitcoin here, and I think this is it's a better play targeting 40k than targeting 20k, is because of these events that happened down here. If FTX going bankrupt couldn't bring us towards 12k, what would bring us towards there? So having that in mind, I think that this was the bottom in. Having in mind that this was the bottom in, does it matter if you buy Bitcoin at 27k or at 20k if you're targeting, like now I'm targeting 40k, but if the real bull run happens and you're assuming we're gonna see new all-time highs, even if you're still targeting, like for example this range high, right? From these lows, those highs, it could even take around there. Let's just take 60k. It doesn't matter, okay? So that's the reason why I think that being a bull here makes more sense than being a bear. With that in mind, right, that was like the thought process behind that long. And as you can see initially, obviously we on the lower time frames we had some clean highs resting above us, which now got swept on the move. I'm almost back at break even on my long, but that was the idea right there. Obviously we've got to consider all things and take a look at the lower time frames as well, and there I'm seeing some lower time frame exhaustion. Okay, so I could see, I posted about it yesterday as well, what's the lower time frame range we're trading in, what were the lows that to the opposite side of these highs, sorry, that just got swept. Well, the lows I just talked about here, that got swept into the retest of this range low, right? So range lows swept, range highs swept, range played out. So at least a retest of range mean could be in the cards right here. So what would that mean? A move back towards 26.7k. Something else that's concerning to me is the monthly, the current look of the monthly at least. Why? Well, we immediately swept last month's high and don't have a wick to the downside, and that's really concerning to me. So I wouldn't be surprised if we at least revisit the monthly flat bottom. Okay, flat bottom monthly, let's call it, right there. Zooming in again, it would only make sense here to at least go for that and do something like this, boom, before potentially going higher. Okay, so all of the things I just said were just sort of thoughts on where the market is at the moment. Now that thing, so thinking about where the market is and trading the chart are two completely different things. Okay, so what are the game plans and what am I willing to trade here on Bitcoin? Well, I'm gonna zoom in a little bit more. Having in mind that we just swept the highs, possibly the draw would be towards some lows, and having in mind that we've got our pivotal range mean resting here slightly below that flat monthly bottom, that would immediately be my first long ID. If we see some more downside candles and take out that flat monthly, then I at least anticipate a bounce back towards our range high. So that's immediately the main play I'm watching for the coming days to weeks, okay, would be something like this, okay? So a simple low risk reward but a high probability play, in my opinion, on the first sweep of this monthly. It's actually like this more, so it's a better risk reward. On the first sweep of that flat monthly bottom, right? Take it long. You've got your invalidation in case we cascade back all the way down and break this range mean on the first go, which obviously is not what I think is going to happen, but you've got to be ready for anything. But look at how pivotal this mid-range has been, right? Resistance, resistance, broke above, support, continuation, to the tick, broke below, resistance, to the tick, resistance, resistance, broke above, support, and boom. Okay, it's beautiful, this range, this lower time frame range. And also whenever you have continuation range where the lows and the highs got swept, your range mean is gonna be key on the next step, okay? So that's why I think on the next step of this range mean, ideally we do it without retesting range high first, okay? So what do I mean with that is, if we now see something like this into supply and then start dumping, I'd be more cautious longing this range mean, because then we've already tested this range high and already taken some stops to the upside before moving lower. If we just move lower from here, take out that flat monthly, right? That's where I'll be looking for longs and look for a simple retest play back towards range highs. If we then break back above range highs, that's where real fun starts, in my opinion, and then I could see us squeeze a lot higher, all the way into 32Ks and potentially a lot higher. But it might take time, you know, it might take a lot of time, and I could honestly see us range a lot longer before making a significant break to the upside. All right, so that's already my second play. If we now see some upside and see low time frame weakness on Bitcoin, that's where I'll be looking for a short or a hedge at least. That's all apart from my swing trade, by the way. You could think now, why are you long and are you now looking for these lower time frame plays? Well, they're two completely separate plays. My stop loss on my swing is below here. Okay, why? Because I think that we're going higher before moving back below here, because of all the info I just gave, that having in mind that we've bottomed there and that this was the range low sweep here that led to continuation to the upside. So if that play is correct, you want to see this area hold. Okay, but that doesn't mean I'm not gonna scalp or day trade the lower time frame moves, you know. So as I just said, if we move to the highs first, right, test those highs, look for a short invalidation above there, targeting that flat monthly bottom if we haven't taken it out already. So that's why I said if we move down first, right, look to trade it back up. If we move up first, look to trade it back down. And then I'll be out of that short at these lows mostly, and maybe hold some just in case we go for these, something like this, and then move higher. And as I said, the area below here is the must hold area for bulls in order to move significantly higher. Break below this blue area and I think we go back for all the way back down to 20K. Whew, a lot of info. Is that clear for everyone? Does that make sense, all the things I say? I'm gonna read the chat now. So some Binance FUDs send us straight to 20K maybe, yeah, but with all the FUD that's already come out, I don't know, I'm not sure. Don't you think it is more important that the big exchanges taps the big liquidity? I mean, there was no sweep from June 16 on Binance. Yeah, I agree. And that's what I just explained, right? When we first saw this move, I was like, nah, we didn't sweep it on some exchanges. I think we revisit those lows, right? So I shorted the first run into the highs. I shorted this, played it back down to here, closed I think half there and half on the second sweep. But then as soon as we got this move and the strong buyback after sweeping these lows, that's where I changed my mind. Because I thought this would have been enough. Well, would have been. I think this was enough for us to move higher. And as you can see, we did already get nice upside. Now the question is, are we going to go a lot higher towards like those swing targets, 32, 36, 40k or not, right? If the no wick monthly is a concern, then how about the yearly without wick? Yeah, I mean, yeah, true. Weekly doesn't, the yearly doesn't have a wick as well, but I feel like the yearly is less important than monthly, weekly, and daily candles. That's just my thoughts on that. Can you look at gold? Yes, we will. S&P, we'll take a look at that as well. Why Link keep dumping? Yeah, because Bitcoin is dumping a little, probably. Let's talk about Link next. Why, with the current range shown daily, why didn't you take the first wick as the bottom of the range? You mean this one, right? Also because of the reasons I just gave. These lows were the lows built after this scam wick, right? This wick didn't went as low on all exchanges as on others, right? Went lower on some exchanges. So it's insignificant. You don't have a clean place where those stops are gonna be resting. Below this, I agree, right? But below this, nah, so we ignore this. And what are the clean lows that we got after? These, right? So people put their stops below there, and what confirms that this was the range low? Well, the reaction on the sweep of them after this move. And then we got the bullish reaction confirming that this was range low. And look at how pivotal this mid-range is. It's beautiful, right? We need Link to dump it for other coins to pump. Yeah. Right. Let's talk about Link. I've had the same range on Link for ages. Well, it's been trading in this range for ages. But let me explain. So after all of this downside, right? This was our range low where we caused a decent bounce. This, taking this as a range high, not this one, because this one's just slide above there. So that's just gonna be equal highs resting. Liquidity above there is gonna be even more, okay? When did we sweep the low, right? Swept the low on this move. Beautiful reaction, broke above range mean, closed above range mean. I was bullish up here, right? I'm gonna admit it, I was bullish there, I was longing there, I thought we were going for range highs next. That didn't happen, but why I like longing those moves is because you have a clean invalidation. I knew if this were to break back below range mean, that I had to get out. So we closed this weekly below range mean, retested some highs again, but that invalidated my trade ID. I got out for a small loss, and indeed, as you can see, boom, started dumping below again. Same thing right now, right? We swept some local lows here into the retest of range low. Whichever lows you take, those are those. They all got swept into range low. Strong reaction to the upside, right? Ignoring range mean, ignoring the fact that it lined up beautifully with this supply area, the area we started dumping from towards those lows. So if this was bearish, we should have seen this dump from here, no? In my opinion, yes. Also, what else did that line up with? I haven't checked this before, but I'm pretty sure it's gonna line up with OTE. See? This blue, this 705 level, OTE lining up with range mean, lining up with supply. We ignored it to the upside and closed the weekly strongly above. Closed the monthly strong above. The highest monthly close as well in this entire range, right? Breaker on the weekly as well. So in my opinion, right now, as long as we hold above all those levels that we broke to the upside, as long as we hold above there, I see Link here trading a lot higher and finally going for those highs. Also, why is because of the same reasons up here, because I know where I'm wrong. I know if this shows weakness back below range mean and breaks back below this area, that I'm wrong on this ID, and then I'll just close, yeah, probably for a loss, but it is what it is. I've got my reasons to be bullish here, and then get out, and then we probably trade all the way back towards range lows again, and same thing again. But the fact we closed a monthly, the highest close in this entire range, you could argue that's a breakout on its own, right? Broke out, retest, now simply retesting and then targeting higher. I also don't think that the monthly came this close to this previous high without sweeping it. Does that make sense? Nice human link. Now you made me unsure about my link short. Hey, do your own thing, man. I might be horribly wrong, as always. You keep doing you. Like, you could argue, yes, I agree. This rally right here seems like it stopped on this most recent move. And I agree. This could be, if you take... wait, what's this level? Yeah, if you take that monthly level here, right, and you zoom in on the lower time frames, this could just be a sweep of these lower time frame lows, right? Retest, sold off, now just pumping into resistance again before it sells off and completely retraces the move back towards range lows. And it definitely could be, but in my opinion, it's more about a high time frame context, and I think, yeah, there's reasons to be bullish. First time here, nice job. Finally see the master in action. What time frame do you think for an invalidation of that retest? Hey, glad to have you, man. You mean for this? Yeah, well, immediately the weekly is gonna be key, right? On here as well, as soon as the weekly closed back below, that's where I got bearish again and closed my long. Same thing will be here. If the weekly closes significantly below this range mean again, I think I'm gonna get out. But as you saw my position, right, it allows for Link. I longed the local highs today, by the way, but it is what it is. This allows for Link to wick some lows again, right? Do something like this and then reclaim it and go for the highs. Because I even agree on the lower time frames. This even allows for last week's low to get swept. You see? Last week's low. Could even sweep this, hopefully not stop me out, and then go for the highs. But anyways, I kept it there because it's also below this lower time frame 4-hour key pivot. But I agree on the 4-hour trading view is slow again. On the 4-hour, I could definitely see us revisit this, which would line up with Bitcoin going for those lows, right? Something like this, reclaim, and then off to new highs. I personally see a channel on Link heading to the downside on the daily. Yeah, that's possible. But I personally don't use those channels, so... But yeah, if it works for you, go for it. Yeah, I see setup for short too, just that 4 hour FVG and market structure to the downside, hourly FVG just above. Now could be a good entry for shorts there. Possibly, yeah. Hello, ASC, what's up? So yeah, that's my thoughts on Link. But as you can see, those thoughts on most of the things I have right now are high time frame positions, you know. This Link position as well got wide stops. I think I definitely could see something like this. So if you have an hourly short setup, man, go for it. I mean, even if you have a swing short, go for it. But after something like this, I could see this rip faces. But I might be wrong. How do you handle your risk management? Also a video about it would be very interesting, like trading the range. I do have a video on risk management actually from like 4 years ago. But it's hidden, I think, on my YouTube. I'll take a look at it and see if I can release it. And what do you mean? How do you handle your risk? I mean, just simply risk a certain percentage on every trade, and I know exactly if I'm wrong. Like, I posted about it on Twitter a long time since I've been this exposed. It's just because I'm in quite a few trades at the same time at this moment. So if Bitcoin absolutely shits the bed, I'll probably take a haircut. I'll lose money. Like, that's how it works. But since I think Bitcoin is in an interesting spot, and I could see low time frame downside, but from there I could see massive upside potential with the halving coming up as well, with the dollar being at key resistance, S&P at support. I'm willing to take the risk, and I might be early, I might be wrong, but that's the game we're playing. But I know if I'm wrong, yeah, I'll accept it. I've been wrong before. You show thoughts in Tron. Yeah, I'm ignoring all of the altcoins you guys post for now, because I'm first doing my own thoughts on my own coins, and then I'll say when we do some requests. So, next one I want to talk about is oh yeah, BLZ. What's the name? Bluezilla or something? I don't know actually. I don't know anything about these coins. But yeah, we talked about this one already, you know. Still same thoughts. A perfect hedge for my longs at the moment. I'm short on this. Targeting lower. First target are these equal lows here. I'll probably take some off then, just in case Bitcoin does a sweep as well then and everything bounces big, that I got some profit in case it does this and goes for the highs again. If it does this, then I can add back on. But yeah, you get the idea, right? High time frames highs swept. High time frame highs, yeah, swept. Broke below. What confirmed that it was the sweep that would more than likely lead to downside? Well, the lower time frame sweep of these highs, boom, into that high time frame key level that led to, boom, a breakdown. Invalidation is clear above that area now. Targets, equal lows. Pivotal level right there. And then ultimately the lows down there. Okay, so that's another one I'm in. This one's half risk. I maybe should have gotten this at full risk because I'm in quite a few altcoins, but yeah, I'm keeping it like this for now. What else do we have? ARB, we also longed the top yesterday. But same thing on this one. I'm looking for big upside, you know. Daily time frame, clean range that I was watching was this one. From these lows, we went all the way towards these highs. Clean range was set. Mid-range pivotal, right? Support, yeah, some pivotal price action here. Massive breakback below. Initial sweep, but then couldn't break above, so started bleeding down, broke below range low, and then spent some time down here. And when it was trading there, I said once it reclaims this range low level, I'll be looking for longs targeting range mean and range high. And that's what happened now. Finally got our break back above. And if this was during the middle of the week, I'd be less confident, but I really like the weekly close on this. As you can see, weekly close, massive, strong above range low. Just looks like a weekly retest to me, which could lead to way more upside towards range mean and range high. So invalidation is clear as well, below the demand that led to the upside rally below there. So as you can see, stop loss is right there. So I'm allowing wicks, same thing again, I'm allowing wicks to take out maybe these daily lows into blue. I agree, I could have gotten a way better entry and I maybe should have been more patient, but hey, fuck it, I was waiting for a long time for this reclaim, so I just entered yesterday. I'm allowing, what was I saying? I'm allowing wicks in there as long as the weekly closes above this range low. I'm bullish and I think this is going to trade higher. Okay, we didn't even take out, well, we took out these highs, but we didn't even take out these or these into this supply, untested as well. Tight move from here, right? Inefficiency. I think this is going higher. I'm bullish on ARP. El Romano, what's up? Good to see you, man. Long time no see. What else do we have? Curve. Yeah, that one, I don't know, man. So I was bullish on this, reclaimed this, but I don't really like the look of the daily at the moment. The weekly closed strong, but it just looks utterly weak right now. So I might cut this one out if I get a bounce towards like here. But yeah, I still could see this move higher, but I wouldn't be surprised if this retests down here first. So I might be looking for fresh longs down there, but I think, yeah, we could be in, this one is half risk as well. So yeah, not that much problem if we get stopped out. Well, it's never a problem, but yeah, I don't really like this one anymore. Better ones out there, but that's what I said yesterday as well. There's no point in closing this here, you know, either on a bounce, so we only got like 0.2 R lost, or just take it to the full bounce, because technically it's still sitting at the pivotal area. But yeah, typical here that we wicked slightly above stop loss, and now I wouldn't be surprised if it does this, where it goes for the lows, takes me out, and then bounces. But yeah, we'll see. Right. I think that's gonna be it for me. Is that clear for everyone? Bitcoin with a nice local sweep. Could be going for some highs here next. Makes sense though, maybe you have strict risk management rules, like only invest 1% or something like that. Yeah, well, you've got to have rules. I think good risk management is one of the most important things in trading. Would be really great if you could unlock the video again, at least for Discord. I'll see what I can do, mate. Right, we'll take a look at the dollar. But yeah, I've talked about it already on the previous one. So my idea on the dollar is basically this high time frame level from all the way back here. That was pivotal. We wicked into supply, rejected, broke back below, right? And then we've got this lower time frame range, swept the lows, and now I'm looking for a pump here back into resistance, maybe all the way back into this supply, and that's where I want to see a rejection, something like this, and then all the way back down towards here, and potentially even lower all the way in here. And the SPX, that would line up with this local range, that this was the range low deviation, right? Confirmed once it reclaims this, and then send it towards all of these highs. You can still see the drawing from last stream. Yeah, or you see it like this, right? And then you're targeting this again. But in my opinion, with this kind of an uptrend, I'd be looking to buy the dip. Maybe towards here, something like that, and then a reclaim, and then boom. And then on gold, I posted about it yesterday as well. This is what I'm watching on the weekly, right? Came down aggressively again after sweeping some highs here. But yeah, I'm not calling this a sweep of the highs, to be honest. I would have wanted to see something like this. So I think that's still a decent target. But yeah, possibly back to range lows from here. Take out liquidity below these lows, reclaim them, and then send it back towards range highs. Possibly. But yeah, I'll be looking at it definitely if we go for there. Right, so feel free to post some tickers now and I'll cover some of the requests in the chat. Leave a like if you haven't already. 64 people watching and 46 likes. Let's get them to 50 at least, guys. Why are all so bullish at the moment? I don't know, man. I'm not saying, well, they could not be. But I'm watching the chart and I see some good setups on some of them. Right, GMX. Yeah, I quite like this as well. Strong weekly close back above these lows. Daily as well. Just swept some local lows here. As long as it holds above there, the upside potential could be huge. See, that's something I didn't talk about yet, but a lot of alts, in my opinion, are at a place where you've got your invalidation, right? And either they're going below and they're gonna bleed a lot lower, or they hold from here and they could see massive upside back towards here. And that's what I really like at the moment about them. So your setup would basically be something like this. Target up there. If it breaks back below here, or yeah, allow wicks of today's wick again, and then target the highs again. to the tick on this level. Yeah, same thoughts. I'll do inch first. Yeah, this is still in this range. I'll take that low because that was the initial low that led to that, well, that this high led to, right? All-time high, retrace, higher low, and then lower high, and then here equal high, right? So probably still quite a lot of liquidity above there. Swept, swept again, reclaim, what confirms that the level is pivotal. Well, these moves right here. Then lower time frames. Wow. Yeah, let's just do it like this. Lower time frames. There. Yeah, and as you can see, all of these highs into daily supply that's untested. So if we are going lower on this one, it would only make sense for me to see a little bit higher first because of all of the liquidity there. But this is just in an ugly range, right? Maybe sweep some lows, go for the highs, pump in there, reject, and then all the way back down. Something like this. Then up again. Yeah, we'll see. Wouldn't long it right here. I'd either wait for a little bit lower and then scalp or day trade it towards here. Invalidation below there, or wait for shorts up there. I don't know, that's my system, my thoughts. Munir Emirate, no worries, man. I don't short charts that look like this because I don't have a clean validation for my short. You see, if I were to short here, I'm not putting my stop there with all of these highs. Then I'd have to keep it like there, but that's, yeah. Aptos. That's gonna be the key level. There. I want to watch Bitcoin here, to be honest. No, it's okay. What was I saying? Yeah, same thing on Aptos, right? With all of these highs, even if you're looking for shorts and bearish, makes more sense. See a lower high here as well, more liquidity to the upside, so it makes more sense to wait for something like this into key resistance and then break lower and then look to trade it towards there, but not here. Invalidation for longs is just too clear in my opinion. Right, I'm gonna hop off now. Did some requests, we'll do more next time, but I wanna watch Bitcoin here, what it does. So I'll hop off. Hope you enjoyed the stream. Leave a like if you did. See you next time. Big thanks to Vela for sponsoring. If you make an account using the link in the description, I'll add you to the Discord group, so make sure you send me a message on Discord or on Twitter. All right, see you next time. Bye.